So we are on day 3 now. We've had quite a bit of mist this morning as we're driving up to Seahouses, but it's now clearing and hopefully we will be in for a good day. As I said to you yesterday, we've got our boat trip booked to go to the Holy Island, which you're looking forward to, aren't you?
Lindy's phone's been on my bucket list. So.
Yeah, so we should have an action-packed day, and I'll update you further as we get along on our journey.
See you later.
Bye. So as I predicted, the weather is now changing. As I say, we did set off very, very early and it was that mist and damp on the windscreen, but now it's breaking through and hopefully we shall have a great day. So our first visit is Seahouses, which is supposed to be an absolutely fantastic coastal little town and quaint. So we shall see what we feel of it and report back on the blog. So this is our first little look at Seahouses.
Yeah,
it looks quaint. Like it's living up to what it said on the tin, as they say. Really, really quaint. And we're looking forward to a good look round before we go on our boat sail later today. Catch up with you later.
Okay folks, so this is obviously where you buy your tickets for your boat trips everywhere, and this is where you meet up to go to the boats. They walk you down to the boats along the harbour. So
Well, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome on board Farns Lass. My name's Michael, I'm your skipper today, and my crewman's name is Eric. If I just have your attention for a moment, I'll give you a short safety announcement leaving the harbour. Now inside the sheltered area, in the locker seats, we carry life jackets on board the vessel for all passengers and crew. Up on the top deck at the rear, the 2 white plastic containers, they house inflatable life rafts, each capable of supporting up to 65 persons. Now in the unlikely event of an accident or emergency, could I please ask everyone to remain calm and follow crew instructions. Now also for your own safety, can I ask that no one stands upon the seats or climbs any of the railings around the sides of the boat. There is plenty of room on board today, so feel free to move around as much as you like. This is that you take care whilst doing so. We do have toilets on board the vessel. They're situated on the lower deck on the left hand side towards the rear. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask away. Now what we're going to do this afternoon is we're going to head to the Farne Islands first. We'll get a look at some of the bird life and some of the great Atlantic seals. We'll then make our way up to Holy Island. We'll get ourselves a couple of hours ashore to explore. And then return journey back to Seahouses. We'll take in a close view of Bamborough Castle along the way. Now, I do have some souvenir maps on board the boat if anybody would wish to purchase one of Holy Island. Points out some of the sights to see on the island. If anybody is interested, just give myself or Eric a shout and we'll get you sorted out. I hope everybody enjoys the trip. Thank you very much. wings outstretched, and that's because they lack the natural oils in their plumage that keeps them waterproof. So every time they exit the water, they must dry out their wings in the sun and the wind before they can re-enter the water again. Shags, they're one of a handful of species of seabirds that stay here at the farms. As you get a little bit further up in the bay here, we do have quite a few of the puffins sitting on the water. We'll go quietly up towards them and hopefully get a good look on both sides there. I think Ynafon here is renowned for the terns. This is the island where they're known to dive bomb you as you make your way up the island. They nest very close to the path, sometimes even on the path. So as you're walking up the island, they will swoop down and try and peck you on the head. Then there's a fortress during the border warfare between England and Scotland. It's now the home of 5 National Trust Rangers who live on the Ynafon for 6 months of the year. Just to the left of the tower we also have St Cuthbert's Chapel, and that was built long after St Cuthbert's Day on the island, built in 1350. It was then restored in the 1840s by Archdeacon Thorpe, and there are carvings in the chapel from Durham Cathedral. Lucifer moorings during a heavy northerly sea, drifted out of Holy Island Harbour and ended up on top of the west wide open island there. There are some who say she was trying to make her way back home to Seahouses to end her days there, but just didn't quite make it. Look for some heads blowing up and down the water as well. Yeah, I'll turn the boat around so everybody gets a good look. If you want to move around, feel free. Our estimated colony of seals here at the farms are between 5,000 and 6,000. Although you'll never see that number at any one time. But the grey seals, they are here at the islands all year round. The baby seals, they're born around the farms in the autumn time. It's usually late September to see the first pup out on the rocks. It's mid-December by the time they've all been born. The seal pups, they'll weigh around 30 pounds when first born, and they'll have a bright white coat. They'll spend the first 3 to 4 weeks of their lives out on the rocks, feeding on the rich fatty milk of the cow seal. Now, the cow seal's milk is almost 50% through January and February.
No, I wasn't filming.
Once the seals give birth in the autumn time, they go straight into their breeding season. Then at the turn of the year, they go into their moulting season. So do they get themselves out on the rocks to scratch their old fur out before the new coat grows through. You can often see them in the thousands on the rocks through January and February. Grows a little bit scarcer in the spring and summer months, as the seals do disappear to feed. A lot of the guillemots now sitting on eggs as well. All the ones with their backs to the boat, they'll be sitting on eggs now. Push them tighter against the rock face and sit themselves down on top of them. Minimise the chance of them being knocked or kicked. Still very early for the kittiwakes yet though. A lot of kittiwakes haven't even started building the nests yet.
So here we are at Lindisfarne Priory, This is now a National Trust site and English heritage. And to our right is St Mary's Church in the grounds as well. Fantastic views looking out to the North Sea, which we sailed across to come here today. Can recommend the trip, can't we, Cams?
Yeah, beautiful.
Absolutely fantastic. One of the best trips we've done. And the weather, as you can see, is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Now we're just walking around the perimeter of the St Mary's Church. Absolutely stunning in here.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of history.
Back a long way. Well, sadly, that's the end of our trip to Lindisfarne Island. We had about 2 hours on the island itself. Unfortunately, the castle was closed, and due to my limited mobility, I didn't get around as much as I'd like to have done. So hopefully I'll give you a taster for it, and it won't spoil it for you going yourselves in the future. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and click that little bell so you don't miss anything in the future. We've got about another 4 vlogs in this series, and then we've got a series coming up which we're doing in Devon, which is going to include a start to a new series, which will be Lidos, open air Lidos, which Carol loves. So watch out for that as well. Please like, subscribe, help us build our channel. Bye now.